up, we've got Pam from Apothercare on a mission to make the vaginal microbiome a sexier and safer place.
Hi, I'm Pam Miles. I'm the founder and CEO of Apothercare. And like you just heard, we're testing products on the vaginal and human microbiome. We're the first company to do that. We're a diagnostics and consulting company disrupting and innovating in the female healthcare space. I started this company in my kitchen. I was making products for the relief of pelvic pain, but I couldn't find any scientific data to support that these products were safe. See, most of these products are unregulated, untested, and under-researched. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Why is that important? Because there's a problem. Untested and unregulated products can lead to downstream health effects like bacterial vaginosis, infertility, candida yeast infections, preterm births, and most recently, endometriosis and cervical cancer have been implicated in vaginal microbiome dysbiosis. The consumer has started to become aware of this. Consumers are looking for products that are tested and safe. This TikTok video had over 100,000 shares and 1 million views. It was questioning a compound that's used in the manufacture of tampons. The information was incorrect, but still it was shared. So what's the solution? It's our solution. It's a no-brainer. Let's test the products. So that's what we're doing. We've tested over 30 different products and compounds for their effect on the vaginal microbiome. We found some that are safe. We found some that are toxic in these products that you're finding on the shelves in your Walgreens and your Boots. We're developing a microbiome safety shield. We have early adopters, CBD and health wellness companies, Quana, who you'll hear from later on, who's one of our partners here in the Cohort, 2 tampon companies, consumer wellness brands, and we've submitted our research to the FDA Science Committee. On Monday, our first client will be presenting our tested model to the FDA. So we're going to market. We're going to use a tested seal like a B Corp. We're a B Corp. Most companies spend $5,000 a year for B Corporation certification. If you go to the FDA for certification of a lubricant or a tampon product, it's between $10,000 and $15,000. It's a $28 billion worldwide market with lots of SKUs already on Amazon. We know that's not the only place where you can find these products. We know that as these conscious companies adopt our platform, that these bigger companies will also start to test. And click. So our patent pending technology has not allowed us to only inform our tested and trusted database. We're helping companies to develop novel therapeutics for pelvic pain and the treatment of candida yeast infections, which are also starting to be resistant. These companies right here have patents already in the area where we have expertise in cannabis, and we know that there are other pharmaceutical companies that want to follow suit. But more important, our contribution to our tested and trusted database has also allowed, we use a qPCR machine that can now be developed to be used at home by people who live in maternal residence. I know that here in the UK and in the US, we're all concerned about postpartum health. Sepsis is a very important condition that many people suffer from after giving birth and many people die from. Our qPCR diagnostic will allow for diagnosis at home and faster administration of antibiotics can save lives. Yes, there are other companies that are testing the vaginal microbiome. You have to send in the results. They don't test products and they don't get a safety seal. The opportunities here. I know that there's a market for at-home diagnostics. We've all tested, healthy tests. We know that consumers want tested and tried products. And we know that women need novel therapeutics for pain relief and yeast infections. I'm the team, along with my science director, Dr. Cindy Orsker, who's here in the audience, who will answer all of your science questions after this. Because basically I failed A-level science, and she's got a license. Our collaborator, Dr. Katie Patras, who is a world-renowned expert in vaginal microbiome. We have advisors from medical device companies, finance, and chemistry. We've gone from seed to science to scale in 2 years. We've submitted applications to the FDA. We submitted to the NIH for our RADx grant for our at-home microbiome testing kit. And we are here today to ask you to join us because we want to make the world not only fairer, but we want to make it safer and less pain-free for people that suffer from pelvic pain and vaginal dysbiosis. So please join us and come and hear about our science and our team. Thank you very much.
It's so much fun. It's amazing. What a life-changing company. Any questions?
FDA approval, yes.
Is this approval for the US or other countries?
Well, right now, it would be approval for the US, okay, because the FDA is a US certifying place. However, I don't know if you all know, but the Swiss government just adopted FDA. So what we're hoping is that if we leave with the FDA, that will open us up to channels in other places. We patented our technology in both the US and in the rest of the world.
Thank you very much. It was really interesting. So is your focus more on the getting the certificate of approval on products going forward, or is it more on the consumer angles? And if it is more on the consumer at-home technology units that you mentioned, I'd like to just understand, or hear a bit more about where you are.
Yeah, so okay, I can tell you it's both, because that consumer at-home technology is going to take 3 to 5 years to develop. But these products are on the market now. So we're focused right now in educating the consumer to make sure that they use the products that are going to be safer for them so that they don't have to end up with sepsis.
Thank you. Then one last from Jess.
Yeah, yes, my question was linked to that. So if you become the sort of standard of care within the certification space, what need will there be for the at-home solution? And also linked to that, how expensive is the at-home solution? And what does your items look like from a price point?
Well, the first thing is that we can tell you right now that nobody knows exactly why all these diseases happen. We know that the dysbiosis in the vaginal microbiome is implicated, but that there are other causes. So we can't eradicate all disease by making products safer. We can eliminate some disease states. So the second part of that question is how much does this device cost? Right now it's still in development, but we'd like to get it down with our manufacturing partner who's committed to actually building out a whole manufacturing plant for this if we get approval, to between $200 and $400 per unit. And because it would be an approved device, that would be covered in the US by the government, depending on if you're on Medicaid or Medicare, or by your insurance company. So, and again, it's being used for maternal deserts where people don't have access to care. Less so than the consumer that can walk into like a booth right now and get a test. That would be the first generation.
Brilliant. Thank you. I'm afraid we have to take questions later for Pam.
I'd be happy to answer all your questions. See us at the table, and Dr. Ursch will be there too. Thank you very much, and have a great day.